Did you know Steve Jobs was one of the most prolific storytellers of our time? I'm going to give you 5 ways to help improve your storytelling and how you can apply that to your leadership style and help improve your team's productivity and how you can achieve all your goals for 2025 and beyond. This week I was thinking about a lot of the books that I've read about Steve Jobs being in his brain, secrets of his presentation skills, and just overall, just such a very interesting person. He's done so many different things, whether it was creating Apple to begin with, being part of Pixar, changing the way we use and distribute information, and just overall creativeness. He's given us so many tools that you just take for granted every single day. Being able to do things on your smartphone, being able to do things on your computer. He's the reason that there's any typefaces on computers. I know I don't want to give him credit for all of that, but it is pretty incredible that he was part of all these different aspects of your everyday life that you don't even know. So today I want to go through and I want to give you some presentation skills that those are the true secrets of how he was able to be successful. Let's see if I can conjure some inner Steve Jobs. Success. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, a strong beginning. Every incredible story needs a very strong beginning. And when you think about the introduction of a book, it's what captivates you to continue reading. Steve understood the hero's journey, where you take someone that come from either humble beginning or someone who had basically had no chance and somehow found the strength, desire, the encouragement, and created a need and was able to go forth and prosper. Even his story, starting as a adopted child, he grew up, he discovered that he felt like he had purpose. After he had found that purpose, he decided he was going to start a company. He met all the right people, he created a company, he got thrown out of the said company, and then came back years later triumphantly as he rebuilt Apple and now has created one of the largest, most influential companies maybe in history. It's an incredible story of just one man utilizing all the things around him and growing that. And I think that's truly how Steve looked at everything. He always was on this path of a hero's journey, especially in his mind. And once he crafted this whole story as kind of myth around him, that's how he's been able to take all these incredible little, devices and just make them so seamlessly into our lives. And that's kind of the first secret to his success. Number 2, clear purpose. Not everything has a crystal clear purpose, but the way Steve Jobs looks at things, he actually takes something and he makes it purposeful. With a glass, you say, how many different things could this do? Well, you could put flowers in it, you could have a glass of water, have a glass of wine, depending on the decanter, whatever you're trying to use this for. This has many purposes, but he is very, very steadfast and clear in articulating exactly what every object should be able to do. Just like your iPhone, for instance. He's very, very particular about this is a device for communication, it is for creating things, it is for developing yourself. There's so many attributes and different aspects for your iPhone, but he was so clear and articulate about how he described this is a extremely easy user interface, and just clearly articulating that is how he was able to be successful and to get so many people to buy into the vision of Apple. And that's really what's made such a huge portion of defining what Apple is today. Number 3, problem and antagonist. The next secret to Steve's success was telling, as I started, the hero's journey. Well, with that hero's journey, there's also a portion, the antagonist. He's all about discovering who is really kind of the foe in the mountain you're trying to climb. He's very, very articulate on, over the years he started out with IBM, then it became Microsoft, now it's Facebook. He's very, very particular on, these are the people that are trying to stop us from creating something truly great. But he does make it understood that these people, these different issues, these mountains you have to climb and conquer, they're part of the journey. We have to defeat these to be able to grow. And I think Steve was really, really good in the way he was able to articulate that. It's interesting looking back at like the 1984 video of him in that commercial, them throwing the hammer and destroying the 1984 George Orwell's story of saying that we're not going to be controlled, we're going to be the people that are, we're the creators, we're the people that we have choice. I really love that whole story, and it really speaks to what Apple has always wanted to do as far as creating that atmosphere of we're different. That whole Think Different campaign is absolutely astounding. I really love what he did with that, and I also think that that's also why he was successful in the way he was able to articulate all these things, and just being that storyteller he was amazing at just finding a reason for people to band together. And I think that when you have a common enemy, or you have an antagonist or someone that's going to hold you back, that is something that Steve was always great at finding. What do you need to succeed, and what do you need to help you, drive you to be successful? And I think that's something he was just fantastic at. Number 4, solution. Steve Jobs was a genius at that earliest infant stage of something, and starting to tell the story of how this product was going to absolutely be a solution for your life. He would, every day as he was going through with the team and they were developing the solutions and they were going through the problems and solving each step, he understood, and he would talk about all these different aspects of how this was going to change your life. With the iPhone, for instance, he would say, this is going to be a computing device that absolutely is extremely easy to navigate. It's something that the user interface is, anyone could do it, even a child. He was very, very articulate in describing the way these phones and these products would just be interwoven into your everyday life, and offering that solution base. That's why people want these products. It's not because they're filling a hole, because everybody's got FOMO. It's one of those things that people absolutely need in their lives, and now you use them for everything. Back in 2007, you didn't need necessarily the internet on your phone. The internet wasn't even ready for it. But it was at that point where it was just useful enough, and he solved a problem that was just starting to present itself. And it's amazing to me the timing that man had as far as the infrastructure and looking and seeing the future for exactly what it was going to be. Number 5, comparison. And comparing things, Steve was a genius at another aspect, taking two similar things and showing the true difference between them. He would show about how their interfaces would be clunky. He would show how it just didn't feel right with its plastic aspects. He was just so good at taking and showing comparisons between two different products and proving that his product was superior in all aspects. Now, we know that's not always true, but I do say Steve was very diligent in making sure that he was picking on things that were actually true and factual. And I think that also led to him being successful, because these products, they do feel, I don't like saying inferior, but you can tell the difference between an Apple product and other products. Now, there are some better quality things out there now, but since 2007, Apple's really led the way. And I know there's some people that disagree with me. You can leave some comments if you like, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm an Apple fanboy for life. Oh, and one more thing. Passion. And as far as passion, there was nobody that's ever lived that had the passion for the progress he was going to make that Steve had. I kept all these different magazines the year he died in 2011. It It was an extremely painful time, and I still believe that the world took a major hit as far as a visionary. And it's not just that Steve was a visionary, it was that he wanted to see the world in a better place than he had left it. And I believe to this day, he actually succeeded in that. He looked at things differently. He had a passion for his mission, which is to give people creative devices to be more creative. And I think he truly cared about the human condition and the spirit of things. And with all that, if you care about things, give me a like and subscribe. I've got a lot more things I want to do this year as we're getting closer to 2025. But here at the Leaders Tool Chest, we're always excited for new and amazing books, different subjects I'm looking up. I thought this would be interesting. It's the last time I'm going to talk about Steve Jobs for quite a while, so I thought I'd do it with a little bit more finesse, a little bit more flair. But if you like this, give me a comment, give me a like. Just let me know what you're thinking. I'm excited about the direction the channel's going, and as far as I'm concerned, if you've got some more content you'd like me to explore, I'm excited for what 2025 has to offer, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.